Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome. My name is Russ Chason, and we want to thank you for taking time from what we know in today's world is probably a very, very busy schedule, but it's going to be worth it. You're going to hear something tonight that could literally change your life, but probably just as important, it can change the lives of many, many people around you in your community, in your state, in this great nation that we live in. We hear all the rhetoric today, all the conversations about let's bring back the American spirit. Let's bring back the unity under the umbrella of which this great country was founded. And we all look for a method, a vehicle, a tool, and a system to be able to do that. And in order to put it in perspective, you need to have that passion, the purpose of what you want to do with your life. It's intrinsic from the time of birth. And at the same time, if you go out and want to do that, you have to find a way to make some money at the same time. So what you're going to see tonight is taking that intrinsic power and your purpose and turning it into something right in your very neighborhood, right in the community you live, right in the state where you live, through a method, a vehicle, a tool, and a system that a group has worked on now for over 10 years, very, very successfully. Could change the face of local communities, state communities, national organizations through the power of purpose and turning purpose into profits. And that's what you're going to hear about tonight. And there's a pioneer who really, really, truly did change the face of America over the last 10 years and lifted up communities, individuals, organizations through putting time and effort into finding the right tools to allow you and I, as American citizens, to take advantage of many, many opportunities in the nonprofit arena. And so here to share with you tonight a very beautiful story, a way that we can all get involved, and I mean really get involved on a local level to change the face of this country together and really bring back America. So with no further ado, it's a real honor, truly is an honor and a pleasure for me tonight to introduce to you Sher Watson, who pioneered this whole concept of taking your purpose and turning it into profits. So Sher, welcome, and take it away.
Wow. Thank you, Russ. Thank you. What an introduction. And you guys, I want to welcome everybody. Um, how great to have everybody with us tonight. The power of purpose, our mission is to launch 10,000 nonprofits in the next 3 years. So we're so glad you're with us. And so at the end of the call, we're going to show you how you can be one of those nonprofits. You guys, I really want to take time to thank you for taking the time now tonight. I know our lives are so busy and our schedules, but think about it. Tonight, we're going to have to learn to live your passion and getting paid for it, getting paid to live your purpose. Do well by doing good. Get paid to live the life of your dreams. You guys, what I'm going to be talking about tonight is relevant for each and every one of you. And for some of you, it's going to be the most powerful learning experience that you've had this year. So think about what's your legacy going to be. There's a lot of great programs out there, and there's a lot of different types of real estate programs. They're great, stock market, commodity. But you guys, what we're going to be learning about tonight, there's no competition. Everything else, there's tons of competition. The power of purpose will change your life. We'll rebuild America one community at a time and financially take care of you and your family. There's never been a better time. So, Russ, thank you. I've been doing this for over 30 years. The last 10 years has been launching the power of purpose. There's never been a time like now. So you guys get out your pen and paper. We have a great, great evening planned for us. So get out your pen and paper. There's going to be a lot of notes to take. And I'm going to switch it over to the PowerPoint, and we're going to start on our journey. So before we get started, you guys, I'm going to ask for your support. My speech might be a little slurred at times tonight, and no, I haven't been at happy hour. So with full disclosure, I want you guys to know 30 years ago, I was in a terrible accident. I sustained a severe brain injury. I was in a coma. I had to learn how to walk and talk and eat and crawl before I could even walk again. You know, many people consider that a great tragedy, but I consider it a blessing because it introduced me to the power of purpose. So all of you on this call can enjoy the tremendous benefits and the generosity of our government, funders, foundations, the list goes on and on. Real estate. Tonight we're going to show you so many ways to bring money into your corporation where you can live your passion, take care of your family, and leave a legacy. You know, I was introduced to it because I had a terrible accident. In a little while, you guys, I'm going to tell you about my incredible recovery. But, you know, this is really a program that's not about me, not about my injury, although that's what got me here. That was the motivator for me to learn how to get tens of millions of dollars for my nonprofits and how I'm helping other people get more than that. I'm going to share some of our students' experiences, some of the nonprofits around the world. And for the exciting news at the end of the call, I told you in the beginning, our mission at the Power of Purpose is to create 10,000 nonprofits over the next 3 years. Tonight, I'm going to show you how you can have your own nonprofit and be part of our movement. So with that, you guys, hang on. If you had a choice, how would you like to live your purpose every day, get paid very well to do it, and help people along the way? Because our country needs people to step up. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is the hundreds of billions of dollars available to make this happen. And in a little while, stay tuned. We're going to talk about the trillions of dollars available to you. So there's $700 billion right now to make this happen. So I'm going to start right into the training and education piece. We're going to access this money with the government's best kept secret. You guys, that's the 501c3 corporations, or many of you know it as a nonprofit, a not-for-profit, an NPO. And, you know, let's talk about the power of the 501c3 corporations or the nonprofit. Folks, it means you never have to pay taxes. And what if you're doing something that's monetarily oriented? No problem. A nonprofit can have a profit-making subsidiary. Almost every university in America does this. I read an article today, 90% of our universities are nonprofits. So when they sell books at their bookstore, they make a profit. Look at the hospitals. You can have entities of for-profit and nonprofit. We have figured it out and have lived this for 30 years and every day walk the walk. Now tonight, we're going to share that education with you. You don't have to do the hard work. We've done it for you. So the most profitable corporation of all is the 501c3. You guys, tonight we're going to talk about grant funding, foundation funding, funding through real estate, fee for service. There are so many ways to bring money into a nonprofit corporation that only nonprofit corporations can access. So, you know, one of our students who we've helped a lot has an incredible nonprofit corporation that's changing people's lives. They came into one of our trainings and they said, oh, we should call this a 501 See Me Make Money. You know, and think about it. I want to right up front tell you We're not talking about bake sale charities. We don't teach bake sale charities. We teach very profitable nonprofit corporations. Think about it. If you're a brain surgeon working in a hospital, nonprofit, can you make $1 million a year? You bet. It happens every day. There are brain surgeons, heart surgeons working in the nonprofit hospitals. They're making $1 million a year. And if they save your life or your mom's life, aren't you happy they're making that kind of money? You bet. So you need to know when we do the training, this is not a bake sale charity and it's not expecting you to come in and volunteer and do good. We have to take care of ourselves. And the more we take care of us, the more we can help others. So tonight, along with this training, we're going to go into how you can quit your job and live your passion every day while financially benefiting. That's what the nonprofits are about. When I share my story with you, you're going to see over 800 nonprofits around the country we've created as a career, as a change agent, as an economic driver in this country, changing the way we warehouse elders in institutions. So I want you to think about what's your purpose and what are you going to be doing. You know, we have a lot of nonprofit activity in the news. When I said at the beginning, there's never been a better time, there's not an hour that goes by, it seems like. It used to be day, now hour, that a newspaper article doesn't come across my desk, that an email doesn't come to me, that nonprofits in the news. Now more than ever, you need a nonprofit. So Forbes just came out with an article, why you should run your business like a nonprofit. Pretty powerful, huh? The article says most for-profit companies just don't see what nonprofits do as relevant as making a profit. And yet nonprofits are making a huge profit and empowering people, rebuilding broken systems, helping communities. For-profits, it says in the article, can learn substantial lessons from nonprofits in three areas: identifying and serving an irresistible mission that emphasizes a higher purpose, cultivating passionate employees, and keeping customers engaged and loyal. The practices of the nonprofits are worth for-profits learning from. In the social sector, money is a means to an end, not an end in itself. So we start talking about nonprofits generating money. What nonprofits do, and the article goes on, look it up, talks about the powerful loyalty you get from your employees. Think about that with whether you're working for a corporation, whether you have a small business. How great to have a team of people that all are focused on the same mission and living their purpose. Another article just came out, nonprofit in the news, Harvard Business Review. The nonprofit sector is $100 billion opportunity. Remember when I said I've never seen this kind of money available to us? 30 plus years. Imagine, the article starts out, what an extra 100 billion a year could do for philanthropic and nonprofit organizations. These organizations that are eligible for this money represent a wide range of interests: social services, health, education, art and culture, environment, issue advocacy. So the U.S. nonprofit sector has never had more assets at its disposal. This just came out in the Harvard Business Review. Listen to this. In 2000, Nonprofit assets had reached $2 trillion, and their revenues were 700 billion a year. As the baby boomers move into their prime giving years right now, the next 2 decades, they are expected to donate trillions of dollars. Do you guys see what is in front of you? The opportunity? I am so revved up right now talking to our clients today, our students on the phone, the energy we had, because all this wealth is getting ready to be transferred, and we're right there leading the way in creating 10,000 nonprofits. Look what the Huffington Post just said. The greatest wealth transfer in history is underway. Between 2007 and 2061, total gifts to nonprofits, gifts, never has to be paid back, gifts, are expected to be more than 27 trillion. Think about that. This article says, quote, the greatest wealth transfer in history is underway, according to a new report. 27 trillion in real estate, 89 trillion is expected to be passed down to heirs. Amazing opportunity. No other training, no other product, no other business you're in has this kind of opportunity. So I want you to see the kind of money we have that can fuel our power of purpose and our passion and bring change as we rebuild America one community at a time and the world. You know, the estimates of wealth and philanthropy in the report are highlighted are conservative, they say, quote, and probably represent the floor rather than what's in front of us. So I just wanted to start out to show you that why we have sat with our advisors, with our mentors, with our board of directors, looking at our principles, our vision, our mission, and launching 10,000 nonprofits. And you're going to be one of them. Guys, now more than ever, achievers from around this country are coming together to learn the strategies for getting the competitive edge with the power of purpose. Think about that. The CEO of Trader Joe's is starting a nonprofit grocery store. I could go on and on with leaders in our country and people like you on this call that are stepping forward, knowing the nonprofit corporation is going to help us bring this country back. It has more of an opportunity to bring more money in it, create more jobs, while people are truly focused on a mission and in bringing about change. So I want to go into the program. Our program is like nothing you've ever seen. You know, if you were raised a generous person, and most all people in this country have met are, and we have a belief about giving back and making this world a better place, tonight, stay with me. I'm going to show you how you can monetize that starting right now. We're going to learn doing well by doing good. You can start a nonprofit to pay yourself a salary. You know, I talked earlier about this isn't a volunteer organization. We're not a bake sale charity. You have to write yourself in a salary to go full forward with this so that you can quit your job, take care of your family, live your dream every day, help others, and change the world. So why take action now, tonight? Because the demand for leadership always increases with difficult times, and we are facing challenging times. You know, this young generation, though, are so socially conscious. We have such an opportunity to lead, to mentor, to be a part of moving forward with the social consciousness that can create solutions. You guys on this call are entrepreneurs. You have solutions in housing, in erasing poverty, in bringing organic food to us, in bringing veterans back with dignity and letting them lead with their expertise and skills. Seniors, man, giving seniors control of their own life and destiny for what they've done for us. So, as you are thinking about that, I want to share with you how I got started and why I'm so passionate about why every one of you need to join us, because it took an army of soldiers. Think about this. We were all soldiers in the army of compassion. I got started the hard way. Now, I want you guys to really listen, because my story has purpose. My story is to motivate you, not to think this is about disability and that's what you need to do for your nonprofit. My story is what led me here, my life's journey. Every one of you have gone through a life journey, losing a child, losing a parent to cancer, being a veteran that comes home to no employment opportunities. Every one of us can take that, what seems tragic in our life, and turn it into purpose to help others, while at the same time, it's really helping us. You know, one Saturday afternoon, we had two baby boys. We were living the all American dream. We'd been married about 3 years. And so on a Saturday afternoon, it was my kind of getaway. I took off. I had my ATV three-wheeler. My husband stayed home with our two baby boys, a 2-year-old and an 8-month-old. And I rode where I always ride, down by the river, in our subdivision. And with an instant, I lost control of my life and destiny. I was in a horrible accident. I was no longer Sherry. I was no longer a musician, a mom. I was a victim. I was a patient. Tracy got a knock on the door, and they said, call an ambulance. Sherry's bleeding from the head. So Tracy was thinking stitches, called him, rode down to the scene of the accident. It was in a spare lot in the subdivision. And he said the last 20 feet were on his hands and knees. Because you guys, he found me laying in a pool of blood, bleeding from my ears, my nose, my mouth. I can't imagine what that would be like. And as he got close to me, he found me not breathing. So as the paramedics arrived and Tracy held me in his arms, they started trying to get a pulse and running IVs and doing this. And he heard him call out on the dispatch, we have a DOA possible, dead on arrival. As Tracy lay there with me and knew that if I was brought back, we would live our purpose. So we got to the emergency room in the ambulance. By then, my family were there. They were taken to the quiet room. And hours later, they still couldn't get me stabilized in the emergency room. So the chaplain came in and said, it doesn't look good. She's not going to live through the night. A few hours later, the neurosurgeon came in and said, well, we have her stabilized enough now to get her to intensive care. She has a 50-50 chance if she's a fighter. And my family said, get a room ready. Guys, I went through the journey of traumatic brain injury, being in a coma before we knew what coma was about. 30 years ago, they hadn't saved many of us. And so, coma isn't like TV or movies where you wake up and start talking. After ICU, I had to go to acute rehabilitation and spend months and months learning how to swallow, learning how to talk, walk right. At the first of the call, when I said, what a blessing, at such a young age, I learned what we take for granted, swallowing. You're born and you swallow. How do you learn things you've never had to learn? What we take for granted. And I learned there are no limits. I want you guys to hang on to that. Write that down in your notes. I learned the power of our mind. As I laid there in a coma but knew everything that was going on around me, I just couldn't communicate. I could sit there and hear everything they were saying. They were talking about me, but not to me. I had to dig deep to let my family know I was in there. I had to spend 8 hours get my brain to finally move my pinky a 20th of an inch. But your mind has that power. So tonight, let go of all that naysay, you guys. Let go of all the people around you that are saying, oh, that can't happen. Oh, those are hard to get. Oh, that's hard to do. Let go of all that noise. And I want you to learn from someone who has lived it, who has gone through something that not many people have gone through, that I can now share with you, taking the power of our mind and moving forward and just taking this country by storm and bringing it back so that our kids and grandkids have opportunities. You know, what I learned is being challenged in life is inevitable, but being defeated is optional. You know, I laid there in a coma when I knew what was going on around me. I had tubes everywhere, had a ventilator on, couldn't breathe for myself. And I laid there with my pity party and said, why'd this happen to me? Poor me, why me? Sound familiar? You guys, I've traveled around this country and trained thousands of people. I've heard, why did I lose my real estate? Why did I lose my 401k? Why did I lose my retirement at 60 and have to start over? There's a lot of whys right now. But when I laid there and said why, it didn't change anything. It was my mentor that sat beside me every day. And finally one day said, girl, I know you're angry. I know you're angry at the world. And I thought, boy, am I. And he said, but you know, you defied the law of gravity. You were on your ATV three-wheeler. You lost control as you went up an incline. Medically, they can't explain why you're alive. So instead of ask why, it's time to ask what. What's my purpose? That was a life-changing moment for me. I want every one of you on this call to think about, what's your purpose? That launched me into the most incredible, beautiful life that you could ever imagine. 30 years of living my purpose. I tell you what, that defining moment, when I started saying, okay, what's my purpose? I came home from rehabilitation. I started doing visitation at the hospital, in the ICU room, going and visiting families and people that had brain injuries and comas, giving them hope. And from there, we started a nonprofit. We got our first grant. It funded an office, my salary, an administrative assistant. I thought, man, this is cool. I don't know about it. If I could do it, barely walking and talking, set up a nonprofit because I had purpose, because I believed, because I knew there were no limits. I got a grant and I pulled our community together and then pulled our state together and then started finding people all over the country that were being saved, that were being warehoused in back bedrooms and institutions. And so we started a national organization on disability. I was elected president. You guys, I didn't know anything about Congress, funding. I didn't know any of that. I could barely walk and talk, but I had purpose. Every one of you have purpose. You're a real estate investor. Your purpose is to bring affordable housing back. Your purpose is to create housing for seniors so they don't have to lose everything they've created wealth-wise to go to an assisted living or nursing home. Think about it. I didn't know anything about how to do it. I just knew that I had purpose. So when you start now going forward saying, you know what, we're bringing a solution forward, people will come into your lives with the expertise you need. As I moved into my office in Washington, D.C., and really could barely walk or talk, wore a patch, drooled, I was quite the sight. I sat there scared to death thinking, I can't even say legislation, let alone know what it is. And I'm supposed to heighten our visibility. People kept saying, you need to meet Jim Brady. He was the press secretary for President Reagan. He took a bullet in his head for our president. And he was sitting in the back bedroom, considered a victim, a tragic waste. We knew we weren't. So I finally called Jim, scared to death. He shows up in my office, rolling in his wheelchair, and I start telling him about what's happening and that we're going to take this to Congress, but I don't know anything about it. And finally I said, Jim, do you think you can help me? And Jim hadn't said a word, probably because I wouldn't let him, because of, like right now, I'm so revved up. And he leaned back in his wheelchair, and I'll never forget. He said, honey, if I could sell President Reagan to the American public for 8 years, I think I can help you. I went on an incredible journey with Jim, learning how to get behind the stage and backseat passes to the people in seats of power. I worked with Jim, Gary Busey. Our first bill in Congress, remember, I could barely walk or talk. So keep telling yourself, what's your excuse, right? Well, got $20 million. This was 20 years ago. This would be like 20 billion right now. And we funded 4 regional brain injury centers that we had voices in and led the way. Okay? What you guys have in front of you is not only the trillions of wealth transfer that's happening right now, the reports daily coming out. Now you know it's going to happen through our nonprofit corporation. We're going to give you all the tools to set that up, right? And then you're going to have phenomenal people come into your life, like the Jim Brady. And then Jim said, now we got to get Hollywood involved to show them who we are and what we bring to this country. The inner strength we learned, the power of the mind we learned. And so I got to work with Harrison Ford. We did a movie regarding Henry. You know, I've worked with famous Hollywood stars. You know, Harrison, like Indiana Jones, Star Wars, 7 Days, 8 Nights, and I'm nobody special. How many of you would like to work with your favorite Hollywood star? When you're doing great things, people want to work with you. You know, folks, real estate is great, and it's a great investment. The stock market isn't great. But you know, they're great, love them. But I don't know of a way to work with a Hollywood star by investing in real estate or stocks. But when you do the kind of great work that you're going to be doing, the kind of work that you're passionate about, that's the super highway to working with Hollywood stars. famous athletes, musicians. Think about it. Almost all favorite famous athletes have favorite charities. You get closer to the star. You want to be in their inner circle? They're looking for a worthwhile cause to support. I just went to the Catalina Film Festival and got to go to a VIP party with Sharon Stone. She got the Stanley Kramer Award. You know what she talked about? Not the great award and her accomplishments in life and all that. She talked about her cause. She talked about getting money into her nonprofit. It was amazing. Musicians. We've had the privilege to work with Matt Sorum, the drummer for Guns N' Roses. They got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Slash, all that. You know what Matt talks about? His nonprofit corporation that is bringing music back into schools that can't afford it, that have done away with the arts and the music. You guys, you have the opportunity right now to work with your favorite star, your favorite musician, your favorite athlete. So here's what Harrison Ford said about my contributions. Thanks for all you've done. You know, folks, coming from a world famous movie star, that thanks, and I know it was from the bottom of his heart. I got to meet him. He didn't do that for everyone that worked on the movie. He gave me a personally signed poster. That means a lot to me. Thanks for all you've done. How many of you on this call would like to have your favorite movie star, athlete, musician send you a note saying thanks for all you've done? Brad Pitt, Sandra Bullock. Wouldn't that make you feel pretty good having that on your wall? You know, owning real estate, and business, you're never going to be able to work with movie stars and famous musicians like that. It, you can do it if you want a nonprofit the way we teach you tonight, and you're going to end up with all the money you need to make your mission come alive. So, from that, my tragedy to triumph, I have residual effects. I'm paralyzed on one side. I kind of slur. You kind of heard some of the mumbling of words tonight. But my life is better than ever. I've lived a very blessed life getting to live my purpose. You know, I led a civil rights movement. The great Senator Domenici from our state, head of the finance committee, recognized me. And I'm not saying that to brag about myself, but I'm in the congressional record. My family's proud of me. So, you guys, whether you're in the congressional record or not, that's not what it's about. It's about making this a better world, bringing solutions forward for you, your family, your community, opening doors to meet powerful people that you never get to meet doing real estate deals, as great as they are. It's about leading a life that's deeply meaningful. And you're going to make a ton of money from our system, but it's so much more than that. It's about having meaning and significance in your life. Write that down. This is about having meaning and significance in your life. From from my tragedy that turned to triumph, leading a civil rights movement for people with disabilities, starting with one nonprofit that we led. We were the employees of it. We got together as a group. So we created more nonprofit centers to start building that groundswell from the grassroots. And we came together and we said we want an equal society, not special rights. We want to live the American dream like everyone else. We want to boldly go where everyone else has gone before, right? So we talked about what that would look like. We created the Americans with Disabilities Act. Think about in 20 years how that has changed this world. That's the kind of impact you can make right now, whether it's veterans, green technology, organic food, aquaponics, affordable housing. There are no limits. So for me, you guys, 130 million and counting. 20 million for the brain injury centers I told you about. I founded and helped launch 6 nonprofits. Friends Helping Friends in New Mexico, 500,000. National Head Injury Foundation, Washington D.C., 5 million. The Disability Resource Center in New Mexico, 2 million. The Southwest Center for Independence in Colorado, 2 million. The Enchanted Arts and Entertainment started with 100. San Juan Center for Independence in New Mexico, 11 million. Our national nonprofit now that you'll be hearing a lot about as we start doing more and more of these trainings, Living Legacy Institute. So you guys, I'm telling you that to show you my expertise, our system, 30 years worth. I've served on boards for 15 other nonprofits, and during that time, we received $90 million in funding. So I've advised over 700 nonprofit organizations. So here's the bottom line I want to share with you. I can show you how to access all the money you'll ever need for your nonprofit. So funding your nonprofit now. Let's get into that. Okay? So now we know the nonprofit corporation is the entity of choice, of almost mandate right now in this time in our country, right? So there's S Corps, C Corps, LLCs, all the different corps, right? The nonprofit corporation has so many ways to bring money in it that none of the other corporations are eligible for. And you're mission driven. So let's now get into the different kinds of money that you can bring into your nonprofit. Okay, so you know now, number one, we're going to help you set up your nonprofit corporation. Now we're going to go into the show me the money. Now this money is going to be for your salary, for your staff, for your team, for your rent, all that, okay? So let's talk about funding your nonprofit with the power of grant money. Well, think about it. Grant money comes from your tax dollars. So grant money is already your money. So take advantage of it. Folks, take it back. I have a way of showing you how to get back everything you've ever paid in taxes and much, much, much more. You know, they said I'd never walk again. And you know what? I can walk. And I don't just walk, I jog. Now, not in public, I can't do that in front of my grown children. But, they told me I'd never have kids again. I went on to have 2 beautiful baby girls who are now healthy young women and mothers to my 3 wonderful grandbabies. They told me I could never get a grant. I got this grant, I got another grant, I got $20 million, not just for me, for everybody like you. You guys, good folks like you. Right now, you're telling yourself, well, I can't do it. I've tried these kind of programs. I can't get a grant. Don't believe the people that have told you all your life that you can't do this. Don't. I'm here to tell you, I'm the voice of experience, ladies and gentlemen. You can do it. You have to believe in your dreams. You have to. When someone tells you you can't do it, I want to see a big L on their head, like loser, because they're dream killers. I'm the person that can turn your dream into a reality. I have lived it. So, well, it doesn't have to be a brain injury. You could have had a tragic divorce, a bad childhood, lost your real estate, you're a veteran that came home without resources. It doesn't have to be a brain injury. You lost a child, you've lost a parent. All of us have gone through different journeys in life than we had planned. So maybe you have asthma. We have a client right now we're working with that asthma led him to start bringing in renewable energy. So there are many problems our country is facing, severe economic problems. We've lost hundreds of thousands, millions of manufacturing jobs. And the way to solve those problems, and the government wants to solve them, our leaders want to solve them. We're the government. We, the people. We elect them, so we hire them. We pay their salary, right? We pay taxes. We, the people. You can no longer sit back and complain because you're part of it. You're part of the problem. So now let's step forward and be part of the solution. So all those billions of dollars in grant money now is available to you and your nonprofit corporation. You'll never get the grant money without our system in the nonprofit. So, how many of you are like me? I'm not ashamed to say it. A little bit greedy, don't have to pay taxes. Folks, this is a program that you've been looking for, and we need you. This country needs you. This program is for people who are a little bit greedy. How many of you like to get rich sooner than later? That's what we're talking about tonight. So we had to add some humor. Grant money, use your money, just gently recycled by the government. I'm telling you, you'll never have as much fun doing anything in life as moving forward with your nonprofit corporation. So, what's a grant? Well, it's an award of money, a product, a service that does not have to be paid back. The free transfer of property. So really, personally, I like both definitions. Does a grant have to be paid back? We get a lot of questions. So in this training tonight, I'm going to answer a lot of the top questions we get. Does a grant have to be paid back? No. Do I need credit to get a grant? Nope. Do I need collateral to get a grant? 9. That's German for no. Is there a limit on the number of grants I can apply for? No. That's Spanish for no. So I'm telling you, grant money is a phenomenal way to build your mission, to serve the people that you're out to serve, and to bring solutions as entrepreneurs to this country. So, guys, we're going to go through a dream life exercise. So, in the beginning, when I said take out the piece of paper and pencil, I want you to write down the answer to this question. What is your purpose? What is your passion? And for some of you real estate investors that I've in live audience have said, well, I really don't have a passion. Well, then what's your project? And as you light up talking about this senior living project you're doing, and that's your passion. So you guys take a minute because I want you to keep this piece of paper, and we're going to put it on our refrigerator, on your bathroom mirror, in your car. You're going to keep it next to you as we start building your nonprofit together and bringing the people in that will just take you to a different world. Your famous Hollywood stars, your musicians. It's so much fun. What is your passion? What is your purpose? What is your project? I love this quote by John Maxwell. So as you're looking what you wrote down, whether it's empowering veterans, whether it's creating affordable housing, whether it's building supports and housing for young adults with autism, whether it's bringing seniors back to have control of their own lives. Okay, look at your piece of paper. I want you to think about this quote. A dream, that's what you're looking at. Your dream we're going to turn into reality. A dream is an inspiring picture of the future that energizes your mind, will, and emotions, empowering you to do everything you can to achieve it. Think about that. As you're looking at that piece of paper, man, let your mind be energized, your will, your emotions. You're going to be empowered to do everything you can to achieve it. And I learned through my journey of coma and brain injury and starting over, having everything taken away from me, that power of our mind. We can achieve anything we set our mind to. So tonight we're taking this forward. So in live events, when I ask, what is your passion? These are the big themes. People want to rebuild devastated areas, bring renewable energy to our world, green technologies, really empower children in their dreams and give them hope to be our future leaders, eradicate poverty, bring organic food back, find cures for autism, for breast cancer, work with animals, set up equestrian centers, animals that have been left behind due to foreclosure or negligence, and really bring resources to our seniors, to our veterans, to people with disabilities so that they control their own lives and destinies. So, one common thread, whatever you have written down, no wrong answers. Whatever your passion is, the power of purpose can help me get that. I want you to say it out loud, and people, families sitting around you are going to go, what? One, two, three. The power of purpose can help me get this. Yeah, come on, let's hear it a little louder. Let them know you're serious. We're doing this. One, two, three. The power of purpose can help me get this. So, you guys, when we meet each other and as we go through this, you're going to be sharing your purpose, your passion, your project. Some of the projects we're working with around this country, around the world, affordable housing. Think about it. We have firefighters who have to live 90 minutes away from where they work, and that's just not right because they can't afford to live where they work. We're changing that right now. People just like you are changing the lives of firefighters, teachers, policemen who can't afford to live in their own communities. They're now living locally in their communities. They can respond more quickly to fires, get to work more quickly. Their children can be part of the community that they live in and they work in. It's people just like you that are making that possible through the incredible power of purpose. You know, empowering your passion, your purpose with seniors, youth, healthcare, housing, counseling, financial literacy, veterans, goes on and on. You know, youth mentoring programs. We have so many projects around this country, nonprofits that are leading the way in youth entrepreneurial programs. We have multi-generational housing happening with our nonprofit projects, our clients that we have taken step by step through our system that are now doing multi-generational housing. It goes on and on. We have one of our most beautiful clients, their project. They sat on a call just like this. They took action. They now have a nonprofit in Boston called Project Outreach that's providing sober living to over 70 individuals that have a second chance. They're given a hand up, not a handout. They have a job. They're becoming productive citizens. They're bringing back their families. How powerful is that? Now, listen to this. On their for profit side, they own the homes that they do sober living in. We've helped them build the fire laws. We have a system. They were at our live training a while back, and Jimmy said, quote, our bottom line has never looked better. You guys, it's okay to make tons of money. The difference between the nonprofit making tons of money and your for-profit will share with the shareholders, it'll share the profits. Your nonprofit takes those profits and brings it back into the nonprofit corporation, whether it's increasing salaries, giving everybody IRAs, giving everybody health care, buying company vehicles, building a new program because you've seen the need now for the veterans. You've done the affordable housing. Now we need your employment training. That's how you're going to be able to build your nonprofit with our help and our step-by-step system. So we're working with projects with autism centers, vocational training center, youth empowerment center, financial literacy center, disability centers, transitional living programs, wellness centers. So what is the power of purpose? Write this down. You get paid to live your passion. You get paid to live your passion. You know, my last nonprofit was incredible. I not only went out and impacted systems and took people out of nursing homes and moved them back home in their communities and brought the economic status of our state to a positive rate because of this one little kind of program. This is a real life example of what I did. I had a $75,000 a year salary. Didn't sound like a lot for some of you, but look at all the benefits. $6,000 a year health care, $6,000 a year into a 401k and IRA, $120,000 a year expense account, $10,000 a month, $6,000 a year for car payment, $500 a month, $12,000 a year for business expenses, your laptop, supplies, internet, etc. $48,000 a year for office lease, $4,000 a month, 5,000 square feet, $25,000 a year for a full-time assistant. I've lived this. This isn't just kind of some pie in the sky example. And our students are living this now because they've stepped up, they've taken action, and they've used our step-by-step system. So you can get paid to live your passion. So there are two paths on how to live the life of your dreams. There's path one, the traditional way that most all of you now live. You work hard every day to pay the bills. You spend a few hours a week, if you're lucky, on your passion, and you retire in 40 years to follow your dreams. That's not even happening, right? Or there's path two, the power of purpose way. Create your dream job to pay the bills. Get paid to spend every day living your passion and purpose. Start living your purpose today. So which path would you rather take? You know, I've asked you to write down your purpose, your project. So real quickly, I want to share my purpose. San Juan Center for Independence. The latest center I built from the ground up. 20 years ago, I worked with the first in the country. a center to help people with disabilities that was run by people with disabilities. Now, anyone listening, are you getting free money, rent, to pay $5,000 a month or 4,000 per square feet in a prime location? Think about it. Are any of you getting free rent for that 5,000 square foot business location? I've done that. So, folks, I have never paid a penny of rent out of my own pocket. 400 contractors, 40 staff, none of that came out of my own pocket or my own business. That was money we brought in from all the sources we're sharing with you that never had to be paid back. So we had an army of soldiers in the army of compassion to go live their purposes. I lived a lucrative life with my family, but the testimonials from the people's lives I've changed is something that no amount of money can ever give. That deep feeling of pride that you're making this world a better place. So, I have that $1 million check from Department of Treasury I could show. But what means more is to show that picture of Grandma Betty and show what she looked like living in a nursing home tied up to a bar in a white man's robe. And then a picture of a year later standing at the legislature with me in her beautiful velvet with turquoise squash blossom, her hair in a bun, talking about what it's like to live home and teach her grandkids the Navajo and bring the culture back. There's nothing like that. That's what you're ready to launch on. The money's there. The money's the easy part. We started out with just $100,000. We now have 800 centers around the country, funded, all of them. We don't serve volunteers. We don't have volunteer staff. We hire people. And we make anywhere from $250,000 a year to $40 million a year in one nonprofit corporation. A colleague, friend, partner in crime, she makes $40 million a year. So in 1999, I co-founded the San Juan Center for Independence, run by people with disabilities. That $100,000 seed money grew into over $2 million annually. So, guys, write this down. If we can do it, you can do it. If we can do it, you can do it. So now let's talk about how we can bring your project to life. You've got the nonprofit corporation. We started talking about some of the money we can bring into it so you can live that passion and quit your job. So how do you bring it alive now? I'll give you the number one insider secret. It's all about connecting. Develop relationships. Folks, how long does that take? Some people spend a lifetime doing. Some of you on the call are 60 years old and you're still building relationships. We have a student who's 84 years old and has already submitted and gotten 3 grants. She's met with state senators for the first time with our help and our system. So some of you on this call who are 60 years or older, thinking you're too old to do this, you're in a perfect place right now. You need our help. With your experience in life, our system, that alone could be worth $100,000 for your nonprofit right now, and our program can provide the guidance for you. So we've talked about getting funding from grant money. Now let's talk about how you can use the power of purpose for real estate. Okay. I know many of you on the call do real estate, but you don't have to. ever had real estate experience, this is another way to bring money into your nonprofit through real estate. So we can use residential real estate, vacant commercial properties, brand new development, and the greatest opportunity right now in America, $27 trillion being transferred, free real estate. So as you know that are doing real estate, the real estate world has changed forever. I want to show you some articles to show you how the nonprofit is leading the way even in the real estate industry. Okay, never in my 30 years have I seen the nonprofit have such a dominant, mandatory, beautiful role in real estate. So CNBC, Fox News, Money News, San Francisco Gate, Huffington Post, Financial News say nonprofits getting first shot at bank foreclosures. Nonprofits get first jump on foreclosure sales, says Investors Business Daily. Here, Wall Street Journal says nonprofit solution to housing foreclosures. And CBS News reported nonprofits getting first shot at bank foreclosures, helping homebuyers and neighbors. So think about it through your nonprofit. Your nonprofit can lead the way. Listen when one of our students says, $14,000 a month to help people keep their homes. Sherry's program taught me how to get paid to help people in foreclosure. I now make $14,000 a month in my nonprofit to keep individuals and families in their homes. I feel fantastic about the people I am able to help. Tava, San Diego. So think about this now. Listen, there are two paths, the traditional and the nonprofit. So the traditional way says spend your hard-earned money on marketing. You chase after deals with no guarantee, and you don't get paid until after you close on a deal. So you're paying all the expenses. Look at the difference between path two, the power of purpose way. You get free marketing from the media. So you're a hero in your community. Here's one of our students. They have a very, very credible for-profit real estate company. Said they couldn't have paid to get this kind of media. They're nonprofit, front page article. Brothers work together to help patriots. Powerful. So now they're getting free marketing. The deals chase after you. So now instead of doing that lumpy letter or something that sticks out of those 900, right? They're getting banks are sending people to you. HUD is sending people to you. So now people are being sent to your nonprofit, right? At the same time, your nonprofit is paying your salary, your expenses, your staff, your office, even if you don't ever close a deal. Pretty powerful. So which path would you rather take? You know, I want to read your testimonial from Suzette. Tens of thousands of dollars in grant money to supercharge my nonprofit. Just by using one of Sherry Watson's 7 powerful proven grant money generating secrets, I was able to receive tens of thousands of dollars in grant money that never has to be paid back to supercharge my nonprofit. And this is just the beginning. Can't wait to see what happens next. Thank you, Sherry. Suzette Hayward. So you've heard from Tavia, you've heard from Suzette, you know the money's out there. You know the biggest transfer of wealth is happening that's going to nonprofits. So we know that. Now, I want to take you through a case study so we can start putting all these pieces together to stay with us toward the end when we're going to share the incredible news we have to share with you. So this case study, Osa Vista Ranch. There was a lady on the call just like you guys are tonight. She had a 77-acre ranch in danger of being lost because life had taken her a different path. than she had intended, right? So she stepped forward and took action. She followed our system. She created a 501c Make Money Corporation, right? That's our first thing. Remember, you have to have the nonprofit. And she started connecting. She met with local legislators. Remember that number one insider secret? And the nonprofit was able to get grant money to pay rent to the ranch, so more than enough to pay mortgage payments. So she saved the ranch because every month she used that grant money to rent the ranch to do the project. She turned garbage into gold. We used tobacco money to pay for a youth smoking cessation program. $52 billion available in tobacco money alone. Think outside the box, get rid of the box. In our world, there is no box. With her program, it was so awesome. Kids created their own documentary to help other kids quit smoking. And she was featured on National Geographic. So if you're looking at the screen, that's her ranch house that we work at a pretty amazing place. And here's what she says. 78,000 per year and growing. Sherry Watson's program has been the most powerful business investment I've ever made. In only 10 hours of after work, I was able to get a guaranteed $78,000 in grant money to support my nonprofit. Since then, I've been working with Sherry and her team to create even more funding for my nonprofit. The money keeps on rolling in. I can't wait to see what happens next. Margaret Merrill, Scottsdale, Arizona. So, Margaret spent less than 10 hours writing that grant, and she got 78,000 for every year. How many of you'd be willing to spend a few hours to get $78,000 that never has to be paid back? Because that's just the starter. Margaret's training wheels are coming off. We're getting the big bucks now. We're taking the Harley to the bank. Because it's so amazing to see the kind of impact and to see the kind of financial impact it's making to change people's lives. So we've taken that tobacco that's done a lot of harm and we've done some good. How many of you want to join our campaign? I help Margaret get the money. I'll help a lot of you get money the same way. So how many of you want to be the next Margaret? So let's talk about funding for vacant commercial properties. How many vacant commercial properties do you drive by every day? We're going to teach you through our system how you can partner with your city, your county, and get funding and turn that eyesore into a community success story. We are getting funding for vacant commercial properties for things like assisted living, affordable housing, employment training, youth entrepreneurial programs, veterans programs, and much more. So I just briefly wanted to go over a case study of how we can take those vacant buildings and how we did one with our students, just like you, on a call, learned our system, amazing journey. Creekview Lodges. It was a vacant 80-room long-term care facility, 99,000 square foot in Michigan. Well, she was a real estate investor, so she knew there was an opportunity, but she didn't know what to do at the building. So knowing that I could bring solutions and funding to her, she came to us and said, I want to be part of the team. I want to join your program. So our goal was to determine what funding was available, whatever the project was. So she didn't have a project. She just knew as an investor this was an incredible opportunity and we could help her community. Our strategy was to connect, connect, connect. I can't say that enough. So we started connecting with the leaders. And here's what happened. 1 million plus in equity in one short year. I was able to find a vacant commercial building for pennies on the dollar, but I had no idea what I was going to do with it until I met Sherry Watson. Sherry's proven system taught me how to get backstage with people and see the power. When I left the Power of Purpose training, I had a complete plan on how to fund my commercial building. One short year later, I have a beautiful assisted living facility that's serving the elders in my community. Plus, I've already made $1 million on this building. I couldn't have done this without Sherry Watson's help. My community and I can't thank you enough. Deal in Michigan. So think about those vacant buildings you drive by and that piece of paper you have beside you saying what your purpose is, what your project is. Think about that going in that vacant building, revitalizing your community, bring community members back together. So I'm going to get that myth out of your mind. Still, I can hear some of you going, yeah, but those, bake sale charities and, I got to do something for a living. So what do you think of when you think of a nonprofit building? When I ask this in live training, a lot of folks say, in a strip mall, back in the corner, in the welfare office, and it's, kind of rundown place, and, that's what they think. I'm getting ready to show you one of my colleagues. If you're not looking, it's the most beautiful, beautiful 4-story building, all glass, all freely funded. Nonprofit use funding for brand new development. Access living, 44,000 square feet, office development, funding for brand new development. Independent Living Center, $12.9 million in Chicago, opened about 4 years ago. Green construction, gold LEED certified, and 100% of it was funded through a combination of federal, state, and private donors. So think of what your nonprofit building is going to look like when you look at that piece of paper, that your purpose, your project, your passion. So, think about this. The greatest opportunity in America, the greatest opportunity I've ever experienced in 30 plus years is the power of free real estate. This is the greatest way to tap into this country's wealth, use it for the good to rebuild America. So what I'm talking about is how people are donating real estate to nonprofits to fulfill their mission. And it's helping donors. You guys, it is amazing. So if you want to take action, now is the time to start. This should push you over the edge. This will get you funding to get you started right now. You'll be introduced to Chase Magnuson. He's a gentleman on our team that for the last 18 years has specialized in helping nonprofits such as the one you're going to have. You'll acquire buildings worth literally anywhere of hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars totally free of charge. There's no other guy like Chase. He's been in Wall Street Journal. He's been in Forbes. You can't get these guys on the internet, other trainings, and he's only working with us. So look at some of the real estate deals. A condo in Redondo Beach, $425,000 value, free. Or maybe that's not it. So how about a 3,500 square foot mansion, $810,000 free? Or now you're really thinking big. So how about a 53,000 square foot office warehouse free? And now some of you are taking this all the way, no limits. You know the power of your mind. 100-acre industrial complex to build that renewable energy plant free. You guys, just one charitable donation of real estate can be worth hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars to a nonprofit. Here's what one of our students says right now. amazing. Her nonprofit is called Heart of a Fighter. 5 free houses. I joined Sherry's program 5 months ago, and in that time, I've used her system to locate real estate that would be suitable for a donation of charitable property. Not only do I have a nonprofit and I set up, I found multiple properties, but also I actually have 5 properties that were already donated free and clear. With Sherry's help, I now have purchasers bidding wars on these properties, and they will be closed within a month. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars into a nonprofit. With Sherry's program, I have learned how to living my passion of supporting and empowering women veterans is making a difference. Thank you, Sherry, for all you do to support my vision. Suzanne Oliver. Suzanne was at our live training, just like you guys listen on this. And she stepped forward and said, I'm a woman veteran. My purpose is not in the corporate world and things I'm doing. My purpose is to empower and bring resources to women veterans coming home. And so, in less than 5 months, having her nonprofit set up, Heart of a Fighter, living her purpose, and 5 houses donated to fulfill the mission. So the real exciting news, there are no limits to the power of purpose. There are no limits to the power of purpose. So even angel investors, I want us to show you. We've talked about grant funding. We've talked about real estate. Talked about fee for service, like hospitals charge and universities charge. You're a business or a corporation, you charge for your services. Even angel investors are part of this. They invested $18 billion to nonprofits in 1 year. So it's not just about the money. The power of purpose is, of course, partly for the money because you can make more money more quickly than any other investment. But more important is that if you want to give back, then you're not doing it just for the money. The power of purpose lets you live your passion. It fulfills the total you, and that's something that no mere investment in stocks or real estate can do. So now is the time to take action. Governments, foundations, angel investors, individuals are giving away more money than ever before in history. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has over 38 billion, must donate 1.5 billion a year. Now they've got Warren Buffett's contribution. They're expected to donate over $100 billion during their lifetimes to nonprofits. You need to be one of those that fits right in with their mission. Your nonprofit could be getting a piece of that $100 billion just from the Gates Foundation. In the United States, over $416 billion was donated to charities. So now we have grant money, we have real estate, we have fee for service, we have foundations, we have individual donors now that gave more than ever. So do you realize more than $1 trillion is going to be donated every 3 years in the U.S. alone? That's not including everything we're doing around the world. You guys, $1 trillion? Amazing. So please hang on to this. There really are no limits. Now is the best time in history to tap into the wealth of funding available and start living your passion while helping to change the world. So we're announcing Purpose into Profit. For the first time, I'm unveiling Purpose into Profit system. I'm going to do a live demo. I'm going to show you everything that's included that we've been working on and putting in 30 years worth of work, and you have instant access to it. So I'm going to reveal my system shortly, but I want you to see the 15 plus hours of step-by-step videos, training modules. We have a training manual. It's my A to Z blueprint manual that includes 25 plus years of my foundational strategies and techniques. This manual is the complete step-by-step authority in the nonprofit world. We've got DVD sets, we've got the digital version, we've got Purpose into Profit. The DVD set contains 10 modules, 15 hours of video training. You can watch them from the comfort of your own home. You can watch them over and over again to get great information and to listen to these incredible techniques. So, Purpose into Profit. Here's the key to the vault. This key unlocks the door to all my techniques, secrets, and strategies that I've used over the past 30 years in launching and funding several successful nonprofits. So, you guys, what I want to do is I want to take you through just a minute, just for a second. I want to take you through a live demo of our site. We have been spending, look at all the modules you'll get. You've got templates, you've got you're setting up your nonprofit, you've got all the different documents you need, you've got all this access, you can turn on the videos. Um, one of the I wanted to share the quality of the videos. You know, watching these videos, the quality of the video, we hired a camera crew. We hired a professional Hollywood camera crew to come in and film a live 4-day training. And you know how we are in life? They say every 6 seconds you got to change angles, change things. So I just wanted to show you how interactive the system is, um, how that you can study from your own home. I want you to see the different angles as we're going through. It keeps your attention. It keeps you going. So I just want to share that with you. Instant access to this, instant access, and show you the keys that unlock the vault to unlimited amounts of money. So with that, let's go back to the webinar and unlocking the key to the vault. It unlocks the door to all my techniques, secrets, and strategies I've used over the past 30 years in launching and funding several successful nonprofits and now our students all over the world. So simply plug the key into your computer to unlock and learn my secrets from anywhere. Here's some of our templates. We've got all the forms, templates, applications, and check sheets that I use today. You get instant access as soon as you register. So you can get your nonprofit started immediately. So we wanted to add some bonus because we are on a mission to create 10,000 nonprofit corporations. So you ready for some bonuses? These are the best bonuses around, hands down. Bonus number 1, free attendance for you and a guest at my live training, $997 value. You guys, we're doing national summits now around the country, and you'll be able to come. You'll be able to be with powerful people, with thought leaders, with entrepreneurs, with people just like you that are leading in their nonprofit. So let's take a closer look at my information-packed hands-on training. It's a live 3-day training event, and here's what you'll learn. You'll learn how to create your own 501c Make Money Corp, plus how to tax exempt status, how to get paid $100,000 to live your passion, even if it's just part time, achieving financial freedom while making a difference, real estate funding strategies with your nonprofit, vacant commercial properties, turn your community eyesore into community success story, become a magnet for free real estate, the best sources of grant money, how to generate funding on autopilot, the top 10 ways to market your nonprofit, become a superhero in your community. So, guys, it's 3 day hands on, full immersion, live training with me and the Power of Purpose team. Tax deductible. And we want you to bring a family member for free. So, your spouse, significant other, parent, child. So, these are the locations. Write these down. We're becoming close to you. We'll be doing one in Orlando, Los Angeles, and Albuquerque. So, write down these locations. So that's bonus one. You're going to come and be part of us. It's so much fun. Bonus two, we're doing a monthly Q&A and resource call for lifetime. Once a month, bringing everybody together, rallying the troops, finding out what's working, sharing that with everybody. That's a $3,000 bonus. So every month, you're going to stay plugged in. Keep that momentum going. And then bonus three, a powerful bonus for you is a startup strategy session. You know, I've had amazing teams throughout my life, especially to do what I've done. I've never had a powerful, purpose driven, passionate team that I've ever had in my life. That's the team you'll get to meet with, the startup strategy session. So you take action tonight, you become part of the system, you get instant access, and we're going to set up a strategy call to get you going, to launch your nonprofit. And this may be the last training you'll ever invest in out of your own pocket. Look what Ellen said. $10,000 training fund. Hi, Sherry, you won't believe it. I got a grant. An attorney from a foundation in Manchester, New Hampshire just called. I'm getting $10,000. Watch out. I'm going now. Ellen Chase, Seabrook, New Hampshire. So if you add it all up, guys, add it all up. It's over $4,000 in bonuses. So attendance live training, $997. Startup strategy sessions, $397. Resource Q&A calls, $3,000. Doing well by doing good, that's priceless. So that's over $4,000 in bonuses. You know, that's not just a half-brainer, that's a no-brainer. So I want to share with you right now only $997. But what I want to do and what our team talked about leading you, this first group, this first time we've launched this, is leading you to be one of those 10,000 nonprofits. We're going to make the first donation to a new nonprofit tonight. We're going to make a $700 donation to a nonprofit. So your total investment tonight for the over $4,000 worth of bonuses, the most amazing step-by-step system with all the templates created with instant access, that we hired the top of the industry to come in and produce and film, $297. We've never done this in the history of building this. So right now, go order. We have a lot of people with us tonight. I'm just so exciting. Guys, we're going to rebuild America together. We're going to strengthen the fabric of this country and this world. So go to www.thepowerofpurpose.com/profits. Okay, again, go right now, you guys. Go order $297 for everything. Go to thepowerofpurpose.com/profits. Or you can call our office. Call 505-217-9333. Now, if it's busy or if you get the answering machine, there's a lot of people on this call tonight. So keep calling. Again, 505-217-9333. Invest in your future. Put the power of purpose to work for you. Learn step by step how to get well paid to live your passion and help change the world along the way. Create financial freedom. Look at this headline. $90,000 over 3 years and $1 million more available. Exciting news. Everything in your program you taught us works. I just received a $90,000 seed grant for my nonprofit, and it gets even better. I was just informed from my county that there's $1 million available and that my program is the perfect fit. Thank you so much, Sherry. Your program has changed my life. That's what I want you to listen to. We don't have to work a dead-end job. We don't have to work to survive to pay bills. Your program has changed my life. Sharon in Lakeland. Guys, we're giving you everything we have, the tools, the resources, everything we have to step forward with us and to rebuild America one community at a time. So there's two paths to your dream life. Path one, the traditional way, do nothing now, continue as always, spend a few hours a week, if you're lucky, on your passion, retire in 40 years to follow your dreams. Or there's path two, the power of purpose way. Take action now, guys. Achieve financial freedom while spending every day living your passion. Start changing the world today. We need it. We need you. Take action now. You know, 30 years ago, when I started on this incredible, exciting, lucrative journey, if I had the system that I'm offering you, I'd be so much farther ahead. Sure, I'm proud of the 20 million I've got, and I'm proud of the 400 jobs I created, the jobs I'm helping my students create all over America and worldwide, the affordable housing we're bringing. But what I'm most proud of is the system that I'm talking about tonight. Because I know that long after I'm gone, you and some of your children are going to get tens of millions and more of money to fund your nonprofit, to empower your mission, to make this world a better place. That's what I'm proudest of. So, you guys, go online and order it at thepowerofpurpose.com/profits, or you can call our office at 505-217-9333. So, I'm going to end with saying, let's work together. We'll help build and grow your nonprofit corporation with our system. It will change lives, heal communities, empower those who are dedicating their lives to service and our freedom. We're going to raise this country to new heights. Movements are about momentum. Momentum is fueled with passion and purpose. We're already working with amazing people out of the country. I told you about David with Project Outreach, building sober living homes. Suzanne with Heart of a Fighter, who's a woman veteran, bringing resources helping women veterans build businesses. People all over the country are stepping forward. And we're blessed and excited to be at the center of this movement. And so we welcome you to join us and join with us as we work together to reshape the fabric of America. We're going to do it with the power of purpose, the power of passion, and you. Thank you. Thanks for spending the time. And we'll see you on our next training.